Hello everyone, I am the Lore Explorer and this is The Outer Wilds. It's a handcrafted, open universe exploration game focused on the mystery of the ancient Nomai civilization. I left you in the last episode at the beginning of the mystery. The Nomai statue, a new addition to the observatory, stopped us in our tracks. It replayed our memories back to us, and then it just stops. It didn't feel bad, just strange. You try to gather yourself, failing miserably. Making your way to your ship with new questions in mind, you get stopped by Hal. They are waiting for you to say their last goodbye. Hey! So, did you get a good look at the Nomai statue? The statue was glowing. Why was it glowing? Whoa. The statue was doing what? So its eyes opened and then you saw images from your own memories and glowing lights flying around you? You mean like an hallucination? Listen, no offense, are you sure you're okay to launch, like medically speaking? We convince Hal we are telling the truth, and he tells us to go see Gabbro on Giant's Deep. He may know more about that statue. Though we are not going to visit Gabbro just yet. The Outer Wilds has a story mostly told by notes spread throughout the solar system. Most of the story took place over 200,000 years ago. We will go back and piece the story together, starting when the Nomai entered our solar system. The Nomai are a nomadic species. They were on their way to a meeting between all the separate groups of Nomai. The Nomai would gather to share the knowledge they have learned in their previous travels. We are not sure how often this took place. While Escall's tribe is traveling to the meeting, their vessel receives a signal. Everyone in the room is stunned. The readings are showing the signal is older than the universe itself. Scared of losing the signal, they decide to follow it immediately. They had no time to contact another tribe before they left. As quickly as they could, they put in the coordinates to their ship. The warp went as it was supposed to until it arrived at Dark Bramble. It may as well be devised by the mind of a madman. Dark Bramble can manipulate space itself. As its name suggests, it's basically a huge plant. The planet is comprised of vines and seeds. Each seed has openings you can go through. When you enter the seeds, a vast area that could not fit inside lays there. And the next seed you enter, it gets even bigger. The vines are thicker than tree trunks and attack things that get close. And to top it all off, Dark Bramble is home to giant anglerfish, whose hearing have been heightened since they are blind. These anglers are always ready to pounce on whoever comes near, hoping for their next meal. The Nomai containing Escall's tribe crash deep within Dark Bramble. Vines immediately attack it, merging with and tearing through the whole vessel. Some Nomai were able to make it to the escape pods. 3 were launched before the vessel was fatally injured. 2 of these pods were able to escape the grasp of Dark Bramble, both landing on separate planets in the solar system. The third's trajectory was altered after getting hit by a few vines. It could not escape Dark Bramble. Readings on Escape Pod 3's environmental scan read inhospitable. Breathable air not detected. Life forms detected. Possibly hostile. Do not exit pod. The vines destroyed the propulsion system, so the Nomai decided their only hope was to make it back to the vessel. Maybe they could make repairs, or most likely await rescue. Checking for the signal of the vessel, Dark Bramble's space distortion caused a strange anomaly. The signal is emitting from 2 separate locations. With a limited amount of oxygen, the Nomai decide to follow the closer signal. They arrive at a Dark Bramble seed which the signal is coming from. The holes are too small for a Nomai to fit through, let alone their vessel. This is where the Nomai died, having suffocated. We find the Nomai still floating near the seed, some hugging each other, another writing a note for whoever may find them. Some floating close to the opening for the small comfort of hearing their vessel's signal, which has been fading since they got there. Some Nomai didn't make it into an escape pod. A Nomai named Felix tried to contact any other tribe, but the vessel was not able to send the messages. Though they are preserved here, and our translator tool proves how invaluable it is once again. In the end, the Nomai on the vessel suffocate as well. Escall's tribe being the first vessel to disappear in Nomai history. From here, we will travel to Ember Twin, where Escape Pod 2 landed. As its name suggests, Ember Twin has a brother, Ash Twin. The two planets are stuck in an everlasting dance, being binary planets, with the nickname the Hourglass Twins. The sand from Ash Twin routinely gets pulled to its brother. As the sand flows from Ash Twin, the cave systems on Ember Twin gets filled. Vice versa, as sand flows off of Ash Twin, buildings hidden in the sand are revealed. When Ash Twin is stripped bare, it has a beautiful glow. This phenomenon baffles us, as we are not sure how the sand makes its way back to Ash Twin. Finally arriving in Escape Pod 2, we see our familiar sight. A small ship with a blue beam emitting high into the air. Inside the ship, we see the environmental scan only showed one problem. Temperatures on the surface read too high to inhabit. Lucky for the Nomai, their escape pod broke through the surface of Ember Twin, revealing a large opening of a cave system with 4 paths leading in different directions. They figure they might as well explore the caves since the surface is uninhabitable. A few groups were formed to head down and map the caves, while seeking somewhere to build a settlement. After exploring a few dead ends, they find a vast chamber, large enough to house all of the Nomai. The sunless city is an impressive sight. Turning on the lights, it reveals an enormous vertical city built into the side of the cave. It consists of 4 separate districts: the High Energy Trailhead, the Stepping Stone District, the Anglerfish Overlook, and the Eye Shrine District. I think the shrine was the first building they focused on after housing. Not forgetting what brought them here in the first place, the Nomai used the shrine to worship the Eye of the Universe. Entering the shrine after so long feels kind of eerie. It certainly hasn't been used in a long time, but the wall scrolls are still intact. The Nomai here would debate what the Eye actually is. Did it call them here on purpose? Why did the signal disappear? Maybe receiving the signal was just a coincidence. Maybe we are seeing meaning where there is none. But would that make it any less important? They spend a lot of time here questioning the meaning and origins of the Eye of the Universe. Mainly, what if it was created by some intelligent species? The Eye of the Universe was here at the beginning of the universe 14.3 million years ago. How could it be created before its creator existed? Maybe it's natural. But mainly, they all agree that they have to find the Eye of the Universe as soon as they can. The Sunless City also has an interesting sight to see. The children of the Sunless City found an anglerfish fossil. An overlook was constructed so they could have a nice view of the unique fossil. Citizens of the Sunless City mostly use the Stepping Stone District and gravity wells to travel around the city. As we go through the Stepping Stone District, we make it to the living area of the Nomai. All around us lay the remains of dead Nomai, laying in their beds, sitting in the common areas, some just trying to take a gravity well up to the next level. What could have killed these Nomai all where they stand? Did the sand bury them and make them suffocate? When they built the city, weren't they aware of the sand? They must have had a way to stop it. So what else could have caused this widespread, fast-paced death? The final addition to the Sunless City is a high-energy lab trail. This was constructed later on in the timeline, along with the lab itself. We will come back to this later, along with several different locations on Ember Twin. It took a long time to explore the Sunless City. As we emerge from the cave system, because it's filling with sand, we see something wrong with the sun. Looking close, we notice the sun has changed to an angry red. We can see the sun seems to be growing on the horizon, almost doubled in size. As we study the sun, it begins to cave in on itself. Our sun is going supernova. All of our calculations must have been wrong. The universe must be older than we thought. Trying our hardest to avoid the blast, we use our retro rockets to get some distance between us and the sun. Traveling as fast as we can, we look on hopelessly as the sun devours everything we know. Trying to come to terms with our inevitable death, we wait. Almost the instant we are devoured by our sun, a Nomai mask appears before us. We pass through the mask as a blue glow engulfs you. Your memories start playing in reverse, seeming to be translated to something similar to Nomai writing. As our memories stop playing, we wake up, underneath the stars, as is Harthian tradition, the night before your first launch to space. But it's strange. We remember everything that just happened. We remember the launch codes, the vessel, the sunless city, both escape pods, but none of it has happened yet. Slate says we haven't even gotten the launch codes. Perplexed, we prove them wrong and head up to the launch tower, making our way to the ship. When we get there, the computer draws our eye. Taking a look at the console reaffirms what just happened. Or should I say hasn't happened. Everywhere we have explored has been logged into this computer. Everything we know about space-time has just come crashing down on our heads. Hal mentions the computer was upgraded by some Nomai technology. A small chip from the statue in the observatory was found to store data, and was repurposed for your ship. From here, we will travel to the Escape Pod 1, which is located on Brittle Hollow, a planet with a black hole as its core. We have learned a lot in our short trip before the supernova ate us whole. We learned why the Nomai came into the solar system, read the information about the Eye, which is older than the universe itself. We explored the sunless city and the districts it holds. Sadly, each one of these things just leads to more questions. We will attempt to answer these questions next episode as we head to Brittle Hollow. This is the Lore Explorer, diving deep into the story so you don't have to.